coffee in that little teacup, in that little
No,
tea kettle.
I'm pretending. I'm gonna pretend like, okay, here's my tea. Hi.
Hey, Ginger. Wait,
Hi.
is this the way we're starting?
I guess
I don't
so.
remember how we started it on the other ones like that.
I don't
Which,
either. You would just like do it and I'd be like, hi.
or I should say, hello, Ginger.
Hello, Willie. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're in your ginger spice mode, I see. That's kind of what you're doing right there. Is that what you're doing? Was that your
No,
idea?
I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing.
We are watching a British movie today. We are watching The Queen. And
Yes.
yes. Now, I've seen this movie before. I have actually seen it more than once. I saw it in the theater. I've seen it on. I think I have owned this video at one point. But so I do know. I was very interested in that whole time period of which this movie was based on. So I don't know what you know about the movie or whatever, but I was very interested in it at all, which is why I've watched it over and over again and whatnot. And just the whole
Yeah.
aspect of how the palace worked. It was just opened up a whole different. I was like, wow, I never even thought of what was behind the castle walls.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally interested in this movie because I'm a fan of The Crown. I'm not caught up in The Crown, and I know this is not The Crown. It's different, but
It's
just
not the
like,
crown, but this is where the idea of the crown came from. Because I think the guy who did this movie is the guy that does the crown. Yeah.
oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just like know that Helen Mirren was up for like an award for this. I don't know, remember if she won. I just know
She
that
did. She did
like,
win. She won Best Actress.
oh, okay, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know for that reason. And then just like being a fan of The Crown, like, I mean, I'm totally American, but I know like I'm part, British, and like just like it's so interesting. Like, this is a little bit of my heritage besides Irish and Scottish, but it's just
So you're part English?
interest. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I took the ancestry DNA and I was like, oh wow.
All
A
right.
little more English than I expected. And
Interesting.
also, when I went over there, I bought this little thing as a
Ah.
souvenir. So I'm pretending to have like tea, even though it's like coffee. But I'm pretending to have tea for the movie.
Now I'm really jealous.
This was my ridiculous little like souvenir, and I can remove that. I mean, it's like too big for a Barbie, and I don't. I mean, it's like I don't know, Cabbage Patch size, perhaps. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, and I really don't know like hardly anything about this movie at all, but I'm excited to see it.
I think you know pretty much enough. I think it's good, and which is good because but it's interesting. It really is. And if you have questions, I guess you can ask it since I've already seen it.
Okay.
Not that I'm an authority at all, but I do love this movie. Already. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's do this.
There is an enormous sense of pride in Mr. Blair's achievements and the confidence that he is about to become.
Stephen Frears film. That's the guy that I think does the
Wait, what year is this?
uh 2006.
2006. Oh, when they made it. But I mean,
Yes.
what year is this supposed to be?
What year is it supposed to be? I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Still, you won't catch me feeling sorry for you. You might not be allowed to vote, ma'am, but it is your government.
I suppose that is some consolation.
Helen Mirren. Wonder what it was like wearing all that like royal stuff
Mm-hmm.
or royal looking stuff. Wow, she looks so kind of unhappy. Her cars are so funny over there. It's funny looking. No offense if someone like, okay, 1997, London, May 2nd. Okay. Michael Sheen. I feel like I know that name, but I can't remember who that is.
Well, I don't know if you'll recognize him here because this is what kind of put him on the map. This movie.
And was it as expected?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Blair, by a landslide.
Oh, to be elected or not? Okay.
They've stopped the traffic completely for Tony Blair's first day of power in London.
The Prime Minister's on his way, ma'am.
To be, Robin. Prime Minister to be.
Oh.
I haven't asked him yet.
Oh, do you think he's going to try and modernise us?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. He's married to a woman with known anti-monarchist sympathies. You may remember her curtsy the first time you met. It could best be described as shallow.
Oh, that's funny.
It's weird that I don't remember the Queen ever being that young.
That young?
I mean, she looks young here.
Well, just remember, you're a man that's just been elected by the whole nation.
Draco Malfoy's mother.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
And Harry Potter.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
It's ma'am as in ham, not ma'am as in farm.
Ma'am. Not mom. Ma'am. Ma'am.
And
as in
here
ham.
we'd say, ma'am. Just kidding. Wow, she does not look. I mean, I know like it is serious, so I don't know why I keep thinking man. It's like.
How nice to see you again, Mr. Blair.
Oh, okay, a little bit of feminist stuff.
And children must be very proud.
Well, I hope so.
You've 3, haven't you?
That's right.
Oh, how lovely.
He looks so young.
I know.
Prime Minister.
You obviously know my job better than I do.
Yes, well, you are my 10th Prime Minister, Mr. Blair. My first, of course, was Winston Churchill.
How old is Tony Blair at this time? Well, is he doing a lot of things wrong? Probably. I think that's what I'm getting here. Oh my gosh.
A shallow curtsy is how they described it.
Where will you be spending the summer?
Like she didn't even
Oh,
put her head down, you know?
Yes, I can't wait. It's 1 miles.
Your Majesty.
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry, we're going to have to leave it there.
Oh my god. That was like her bow there was like to the side. It was
yeah. It's like a girl. Look at her. She doesn't even know how to walk backwards.
Oh my gosh.
Very much for coming now.
Woo!
Finding herself embroiled in her second controversy this week.
I am not a political figure.
With his son.
£250,000 for the photographs, which appear to show the couple embracing.
She always seems like lonely. I don't know. I just feel bad for her. I know it sounds crazy because she has all these great things, but like at the same time, I always feel bad for her. Man, that'd be so awful to have like no life and everyone talking about you all the time. And, like you have to be in hiding or I don't know. Oh my gosh, I would hate that.
Look at how the paparazzi are. So crazy.
No. It's like, oh my gosh, like she can't even like, I don't know. That would be awful.
And then we're in it. Just like that.
What?
We used to have a phone like that in my basement. It was like army green, just like that, and like super old. Like in my house growing up.
Ma'am, Mr. Janvren is here
I thought it was ma'am. Mr. Jan.
Yeah, like him.
Janren?
Oh, I know for a while.
It's Diana. She's been in a car accident in Paris. Dodie Fayed is dead.
Who's that again? The guy she was with?
Yeah.
I thought she was supposed to be in London.
Oh, you know what she's like. Charles, isn't this awful?
Oh, that guy.
I should go to Paris, so I told my people to start organizing a jet.
Oh my gosh, because he plays
Yeah, he played
the uncle that abducted or not abducted, abdicated.
abdicated. Yeah, in the Crown. Yeah.
Wow.
Diana's no longer a member of the royal family. She's not an HRH. This is a private matter.
She's mother to your grandchildren. Can't hear. Everyone's shouting.
Yes.
I'm afraid it's not good news.
No! No.
Oh my gosh, it really is just so unbelievable that it happened and that she died
I remember,
so young and like
I remember when it happened. My brother called me right away to say, "Hey, did you hear?" He literally called me on the phone. I didn't even before I even had a cell phone. He just called me, called me on the landline.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing. She called me and she actually started crying, which I mean it's worthy of crying, but like I was like, oh wow, like it really, really affected my mom. And I mean, of course I thought it was terrible, but I think I was still young enough to not maybe understand the gravity of it, so.
Was your mom probably around the same age as her?
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Perhaps now you might like to consider whether it's still an extravagance to bring back the mother of the future King of England in one of our planes.
All right.
Oh, I missed that. Shoot, it was probably important.
He's asking permission to bring back the body in one of her planes.
Okay.
John, I don't want the boys to see the news and get upset. First thing in the morning, I want the radio taken out of the bedroom and the television taken out of the nursery.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Your sister called from Tuscany.
Well, I hope you told her to come back. Cut her holiday short.
I did.
Can't imagine she was pleased.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah, her sister was always kind of like the wild.
I can't remember who plays her in this movie.
What did she say?
Something about Diana managing to be even more annoying dead than alive.
Just make sure you never let the boys hear you talk like that.
Are these real? No, this can't be real people. Right?
Yeah, I think
like
I'm pretty sure it is. I think this is
it
footage.
is?
I think this is news footage.
Okay. Gosh, it looks so like
Because
yeah,
look,
I don't remember things being unclear.
This is before people just started putting stuff on the palace walls, the flowers.
We'll do it at the church on the way in.
All right, I'll organise it.
Oh, hang on. I want to watch this.
It would appear that every proprietor and editor of every publication that has paid for intrusive and exploitative photographs of her has blood on his hands today.
Not the press, mate. You've got the wrong villain. You about to speak to the Queen?
Yeah.
Ask her if she greased the brakes.
Now.
What? I don't know. I really don't know enough. So like there's a conspiracy that it wasn't like the press's fault. Someone else is they're trying to say it's something else.
The brother was blaming the press because they were always chasing her.
Yeah, no, that's true. But then they were just saying something else about it not being their fault and something about greasing the brakes and this and that.
Right, because he's saying that the real villain is the monarchy.
Oh.
The family, the royal family.
Oh.
I'm sorry to disturb, ma'am. But I've the Prime Minister for you from his constituency.
Thank you, Robin. I'll take it in the study.
She really does like look like her. Like, I mean, I feel like she's doing a good job of that.
That's what I thought. Right there.
Prime Minister?
Totally.
May I say right away how very sorry I am?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it your intention to make some kind of appearance or statement?
No, certainly not.
What? Why?
No member of the royal family will speak publicly about this. This is a private matter.
Oh my God.
We would all appreciate it if it could be respected as such.
Why is she reacting that way? That's so weird, because...
We've spoken with the Spencer family, and it is their wish, it is their express wish, that this should be a private funeral.
Oh, okay.
I see.
You don't feel...
It might be an idea to pay tribute to her life and achievements.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody loved her.
You don't think a private funeral might be denying them a chance.
A chance to what? This is a family funeral, Mr. Blair, not a fairground attraction. I think the princess has already paid a high enough price for exposure to the press, don't you?
I mean, yeah, but she still should, like, say or do something.
Of course.
Well, goodbye, Your Majesty.
Wow. I don't know. I feel like I like the Crown version of her. She seems slightly nicer on that version. I don't.
Her instinct is to do nothing and give her a private funeral.
She hated her guts.
No.
They screwed up her life. Let's hope they don't screw up her death.
What did you say?
Well, I told him not to change a thing. Quite right.
What?
I think the less attention one draws to it, the better.
That's a mistake.
He's on. Alistair, he's on. Come on.
Of her own life, she touched the lives of so many others.
Not just here in Britain, everywhere. They regarded her as one of the people. She was the people's princess.
Yeah.
Bit over the top, don't you think?
Prime Minister
No, I don't.
to the Princess of
What a snob.
People of Britain, he said.
Get a heart, dude.
See, she didn't.
Princess Diana.
He doesn't
They
get
loved
it either.
her. She was the people's princess.
I guess they're just mad things didn't work out with them, or they're bitter, or like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like so, it seems so cold them to react that way.
Did we remember the royal standard?
Yes, sir.
And flowers?
Yes, sir.
Good, because if we leave it to the royal undertakers, they'll bring it back in a wooden crate.
The part in the Crown, like this part, I haven't got to in the Crown, so I wonder if they're playing it the same way. I mean, obviously we don't know how much of it is the truth, but I'm sure it's probably close to it because people have researched it and they're researched before they like wrote these movies. But of course, people could taint things a certain way to like make it look better or worse than it was. I mean, I guess it is a hard situation because she wasn't part of the family, but it's like she still really is, even if they're not together. He seems obviously like very upset.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. It's weird because I never thought about the whole family and everything like that. I just looked at it from afar.
Like, what do you mean?
I just didn't think about, how it was affecting the royal family and all that.
Oh,
Good afternoon, Prime Minister. It's my job to organize all the ceremonial events.
You
Wait,
recognize
he-
that guy in the Crown?
Yes.
No,
but wait.
Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey.
Yes. But- yeah, he marries that.
Right,
once.
exactly.
Oh, I hope I'm not spoiling it for someone watching it that isn't caught up.
It's my job to organize all the ceremonial events. There's simply no precedent for the funeral of an ex-HRH.
Absolutely, of course. Precedent? Where do they find these people?
Thank you. Prime Minister.
I'm so sorry, sir. And if there's anything I or my government can do...
The palace would still prefer to see this as a private funeral. What are your feelings on that?
I think that'll present us with difficulty.
Yeah.
So do I. The Queen comes from a generation not best equipped. She grew up in the war. I think what we need, what this country needs, is a more modern perspective, if you follow.
I think I understand.
An aircraft of the Queen.
Wow, I can't imagine being one of those guys carrying her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Slowly
Well,
forward.
has anyone heard from the Spencers yet? Have they made up their minds when the funeral will be?
Of Wales had accompanied the body.
Like, you should do something.
On our walk today, one of the gillies said he'd seen a large stag up Craggy Head.
Craggy head, like these words are hilarious. Craggy head.
For the boys.
What, stalking? You don't think that's a bit soon, do you?
I think anything that gets them outside is a good idea.
It's just like bizarre to me that the Queen would like take this stance or seem so cold about it. Because like every other time that like I've seen stuff about the Queen and the Crown, I mean, I'm a big fan. Like I really like her. I think she's a very wise woman. I think she did a great job overall with being queen and handling things.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us so much. Why couldn't we have given her a little something and left her alone?
I mean, I definitely admire her. I don't think anyone could have probably done as good of a job.
You haven't gotten that far into The Crown. I really do think that Diana affected the family.
Never experienced anything like this. I'll keep waiting to wake up like it's a bad dream.
Her fame was just over the top.
Yeah, I remember that. Well,
but it was
people liked her. It's not really like her
and that was
fault.
the thing. But that's what they weren't used to, because they were used to being the center of attention and not her. She was used to being the center of attention and not someone that was below her.
But I feel like she wasn't trying to be an attention hog ever, the Queen. Like I don't feel like she didn't care.
No,
she didn't even want it.
No, I don't think she wanted it.
I think we all agree that this is an extraordinarily sensitive occasion, which presents us with tremendous challenges.
Oh, Christ.
To breathe new life into old institutions, not the few.
Flippin' heck. You think the royals are nutters? You should meet their flunkies. Anyway, you got raves in the press. This lot call you the nation's mourner-in-chief.
That's his speechwriter.
People's princess, mate. You owe me.
Alistair, is it going to be a public funeral?
Yeah, Saturday. It's a whopper. The Abbey, the works.
Great. Has anyone told the Queen yet?
No doubt some flunky will be dispatched, grovelling on all fours.
What did you say about groveling?
Do you think it's wise?
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes, Robin, what can we do for you?
There was a meeting at the palace this morning.
About the funeral arrangements, yes.
There is now general agreement, ma'am, that a public funeral would be more appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
I see.
Basing it on Tay Bridge.
Tay Bridge? What? Tay Bridge is the code name for my funeral.
But it would be for practical reasons only. It's the only one which has been rehearsed.
But I supervise those plans myself.
And the Lord Chamberlain was at pains to stress that the spirit of the occasion would be quite different. The guests would include a sprinkling of actors of stage and screen, celebrities.
Celebrities?
Oh, dear.
The police commissioner was keen that you consider the idea of a condolence book.
What's a condolence book? What does he mean by that, I wonder?
I think just like something to write a note to the Queen.
Oh, huh. Wow.
Or to Diana.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Stephen Lamport on one. The Prince of Wales has asked me to thank you again for your kind words yesterday.
Not at all.
You and he are both modern men of similar mind who could work well together at this difficult time.
Oh my gosh.
Well, please.
The look on his face.
I know.
Hilarious.
Like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Bizarre. Why is Charles doing this?
What?
Creeping up to me like this.
Because he knows that if the Queen continues to get it wrong over Diana, then the royals will become public enemy number one. Well, he probably thinks that if he's seen to be on our side, then that'll leave the Queen in the firing line.
What, so it's okay for his mother to take the bullet, not him?
Yeah, I feel like how he might be. Or how maybe he was.
That's honestly, I think that's why the royal house right now is distancing themselves from Harry and Meghan, because
I know it's so.
But it's just similar. It's similar to this.
It's just like so. Yeah, that's a whole nother like sad. I feel like because like so many people are like mad at Harry and Meghan, and it's like I'm not like people think they're lying. I don't. Like, I'm sure stuff they're telling is the truth. I mean, it might be their shade of the truth, like as in like, you know, obviously their spin on it or how they interpret it, but it's like I don't think they're like flat out making this stuff up. They might be, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I could see both sides.
I think they're spinning. Oh, I think they're totally spinning.
Really? And I know a lot of them blame Megan too. And I'm like,
I totally blame Megan. I totally blame Megan. That's a whole different. I want that. I want to see that movie.
There was a noise, a bang. I don't mind telling you, I thought it was a gun. I thought someone had taken a shot at me.
I think I'm going to walk back.
No, you sure?
I'll take the dogs.
but have you seen the Netflix thing about them?
I would never watch that. Oh, please. No.
Really? Why? They're the ones speaking like about themselves. No? I don't know. I watched it and I really feel like it's pretty believable. Oh, is this like Craggy Hill?
Yeah, you're right.
Which I would say Craggy Hill in my American accent.
Oh, it's Craggy Hill.
Don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's heart, but I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into, because they've decided I'm a non-starter.
Non-starter.
Charles and I had a talk in the car today. He was good enough to share with me his thoughts on motherhood.
What did he say?
How wonderful Diana was.
That's changing his tune.
A threat of some kind.
Oh, for God's sake.
Thing about her.
I mean, maybe he's got a point. Maybe we are partly to blame. We encouraged the match. We signed off on it, both of us. You were very enthusiastic, remember?
She was a nice girl. Then, and I was sure he'd give the other one up. Or at least make sure his wife toed the line.
Yikes. Ouch,
does.
dude, come on.
Is it?
Oh, that infuriates. If he really was like that, that's awful.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Any luck with your stag?
No. But close. One of the boys even got a shot off. We'll get him tomorrow.
Interesting, because I would watch The Crown with my mom, and she would remember a whole bunch of more stuff that I did not even know about. Especially the earlier stories of the Queen.
Oh, interesting. Wish I could hear what your mom said about it.
Can we run that piece again?
Of course.
You're gonna love this.
I think it's disgusting that they have not appeared or said a word relating to all this.
Look, I know all this. Wait for it.
Not to have a flag up. I think it's a disgrace on the whole royal family.
Okay, the Queen's not in residence today, but where the hell is the flag? Eh? You see what I'm saying about the establishment?
Don't tell me there isn't a flag flying at half-mast over Buckingham Palace.
The people, she was there.
Here's the flag. Wait, why don't they have the flag? What's their deal with not having the flag up, or like what's that?
They're saying, why is it not half-mast?
Oh, right.
Fine, I'll call Balmoral.
Right, it's on.
Because as Prime Minister, I've really got nothing better to do.
Come on, dog. Come on.
Oh man, I really hope they weren't like this, but I guess they were. I guess it just kind of upsets me, or just I find it like hurtful. That was like their attitude, but I know I don't know.
I don't think it's necessarily the attitude. I just think it's their traditions are different from. They have older traditions, and they just didn't keep up with the modern traditions, which is why Charles was like that. We're modern men. Because he realizes that they're not acting modern. They're thinking how the tradition was.
Robin had a call from the Prime Minister about the flag above Buckingham Palace. He thinks it should be flying at half-mast.
See?
And I hope Robin told him there isn't a flag above Buckingham Palace. There's the Royal Standard, which flies for one reason only, to denote the presence of the monarch.
Right.
Since you're here, the flagpole is bare, which is as it should be.
That's the only reason for the flagpole.
For some people, the Royal Standard is just a flag. The flagpole, being bare, sends out the wrong signal.
It's more than 400 years old. Never been lowered for anyone.
See?
Wow.
Yes, Granny, but sometimes in a situation like this, one has to be flexible. It is just a flag.
What about the Union Jack? Was Mr. Blair's next suggestion.
Wow, is that a Burberry thermos? Just kidding.
You've conceded the idea of a public funeral. You've opened up the parks. That's enough.
Shh. Dude.
You wait. In 48 hours, this will all have calmed down.
Oh my God, is he that much of like a fool about it? Like, oh my gosh. Ugh.
Well, we don't know, honestly. Who knows?
I know. I feel bad because maybe he wasn't, and then they're villainizing him a little bit.
And maybe they're putting more of the pressure onto him rather than the Queen. They're putting it all on him. But who knows, you know? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was like that. I mean, he always seemed like pretty reasonable in The Crown.
For the first time, my parents can see what it's been like for me all these years, being up against her popularity.
Oh, he's such a little whiner sometimes.
Living and dealing with her will eventually be the one seen by the public, but it won't.
Go back to your garden, dude.
I just don't like him because of his like repeated cheating. Like,
yeah,
anybody that like does that to someone and like they keep doing it, especially,
yeah,
like that's just like horrible.
Right.
Like, it's just no wonder she just like spiraled and got worse as well.
Right.
Di was wonderful because she stood up to the establishment. We have no one.
Tracy Ullman.
I remember her. I haven't seen her around in a while.
We have a wonderful new Prime Minister in England, Tony Blair, a compassionate young man who, after 18 years of establishment Tory rule, it's such a breath of fresh air.
You know, maybe this time people will find they've seen them for what they actually are.
Which is?
A bunch of freeloading, emotionally retarded nutters. The Queen alone costs us, what, 30, 40 million a year?
Look, if you want to have a serious conversation
I do.
about the Constitution...
We don't have one.
No, spare me the whole off with their heads thing.
Why?
Because it insults your intelligence. It's unimaginable, this country being a republic.
Why?
Because no one would wear it. No one wants it. It's just... daft.
Daft.
Well, they say that during this time period, they were probably close to the edge, just saying, let's get rid of the royal family.
The House of Windsor, says the Sun. It's proof the royals are not like us, the Mirror. Time to change the old guard at Buckingham Palace Express.
Oh, yeah. I remember that part in The Crown, them being very worried. And
Yeah. People have been yearning for a change in this country. Good. The result is a quiet revolution now taking place, led by the real modernizers, the British...
Quiet revolution?
Revolution?
Who wrote this?
Where does this come from?
Where does it come from? You just won a huge landslide majority. What do you think it meant?
He's not ready for it. He doesn't want to be the one to do it.
Mr. Chandra, you like if the Prime Minister wishes to speak to Her Majesty?
Wow, he make a special...
Minister is on the phone for you.
Tell him to call back.
It's a phone call.
Who?
Tony Blair. He's actually calling the Queen.
Prime Minister?
Good morning, Majesty. Sorry to disturb, but I was just wondering whether you'd seen any of today's papers. Some kind of response might be necessary.
No. I believe a few over-eager editors are doing their best to sell newspapers, and it would be a mistake to dance to their tune.
Under normal circumstances, I would agree.
Right.
But, well, my advisor's taking the temperature among people on the streets, and, well, the information I'm getting is the mood is quite delicate.
So, what would you suggest, Prime Minister? Some kind of a statement?
No, ma'am. I believe the moment for statements has passed.
Paragraphs. We need paragraphs.
I would suggest flying the flag at half-mast above Buckingham Palace. And coming down to London at the earliest opportunity. It would be a great comfort to your people.
Because she's in Scotland?
And would help them with their grief.
Their grief?
Why is she mad?
If you imagine I'm going to drop everything and come down to London before I attend to my grandchildren who've just lost their mother. And it is my belief that they will any moment reject this mood in favor of a period of restrained grief and sober private mourning. That's the way we do things in this country. With dignity.
If that's your decision, ma'am, of course the government will support it.
His front
Wow.
teeth look fake.
Wow.
Are they fake? They look like big old, like...
His teeth?
Yeah, they look like chiclet chewing gummy things. Like, huh? I don't know.
Chicklets?
I mean, he doesn't show them, but the tips, they just look so, like, big and, like, mega white. And I guess I'm just not used to that with, like, English people having, like, super big, good white teeth. Yeah, but yours are good and they're real because they know you.
Tony, Robin Janvrin on 1. He was listening in.
Robin. I understand how difficult her behaviour must seem to you, how unhelpful. But try and see it from her perspective. She's been brought up to believe it's God's will.
I think we should leave God out of it. It's not helpful.
I'm afraid she's in a state of shock. This public reaction has completely thrown her.
All right, but I can't promise anything. It's not me they want to see.
But it is your chiclet teeth that they want to see.
You knock it off.
I'm sorry. No, he's a nice looking guy. I'm not trying. I'm just being like ridiculous. So ignore me. I'm not trying to pick on him. And he definitely, how his nose naturally turns up like this. Like so many girls get nose jobs to have like their nose, like, not that his nose is perfect, but how it flips up. It's like, that's like thing that girls get.
Good morning. Thomas.
Oh, it is so hurtful that she's so off about things.
Remind me, that's right at the fork.
That's right, Mum. You follow the track for about a mile past Glenhorach, and then you come to...
The river.
One of the lads will drive you.
No, that's all right.
Does she go off by herself a lot? Like,
Yeah,
wow.
she's trying to catch up with the rest of the hunting party.
Oh.
She's trying to meet up with them.
I wonder if she would ever listen to like rock music, for example. Like, oh, what's the tunes playing right now? In the car, right? But I feel like she probably would just listen to classical. Like, can you imagine if she turned on some Aerosmith? Like, that would just be like shocking.
Did she really cross that?
Can those Jeeps really do that?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess if it's really shallow, but...
Oh,
dude. Does she have a cell phone? I mean, I know that's kind of like when they started, but no one had them yet, really. For a few years, at least. She is pretty hands-on and, like, likes nature more than you'd, like, think a queen would, actually.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is, like, which surprised me when I learned that about her. Like, how she would go out a lot and even hunt sometimes.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know any of that until I saw this movie. I'm like, what? Is this really her?
Oh, I learned it from The Crown, of course. Sorry. That's, like, how I've, like, learned everything is, like, from...
Yeah, but they did it here first.
Oh, right.
Hello, ma'am.
I'm afraid I've done something rather foolish. I've broken the prop shaft crossing the river.
Are you sure, ma'am?
Don't forget, I used to be a mechanic.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I remember that. That scarf. It looks designer. I'm trying to think of what it would be. Is that the specific one they're looking for?
Yeah. Like they said, it was a 14 point. Oh.
Well, she really is upset about stuff, but like, interesting that now is when she's crying. I guess because at home there's always someone that could be around or something. Whoa. Oh no, she like is getting her designer scarf dirty now. It was a half joke, like.
You can tell there's news crews outside.
I can't get used to like her hair. It's so different than Harry Potter. Oh my god.
Queen's private secretary, I'd do what I could to help with the press.
Don't you think she deserves it? Sitting up there on her 40,000 acres?
Yes, but allowing her to hang herself might not be in our best interests either.
He was the one that was the king vampire on the
Oh yes, the lead
Yeah.
vampire in
Twilight series.
yes.
First thing that you obviously think about is the rest of your family, and she wanted me to pass on to people here who are crowding around her.
Are the boys?
Not so good tonight. I think they saw the papers.
Oh, no.
I'll take them out early again tomorrow morning. Let them take it out on the stag.
What do you think of the way the royal family has behaved?
They've made a serious mistake. The family should have come down. All of them. That girl's been left on her own. She's on her own up there.
Oh, please. Sleeping in the streets and pulling out their hair? Have you seen the latest funeral guest list?
No.
Apparently, Elton John is going to be singing. That'll be a first for Westminster Abbey. Condolence books are now being signed in our embassies in every major city in the world.
Elton John's a great performer. Gosh, what the heck? Such a snot.
So it's vital you hold firm. You wait. They will come to their senses soon.
Dude, I think you have to.
Come on, move over, Cabbage.
It's kind of a cute nickname, Cabbage, right? It's cute. At the same time, it's like, I don't know if I'd want to be called Cabbage. Cabbages are kind of stinky. I don't know.
Are they? Not like a head of lettuce, right?
Express shows you care. Picture of a grumpy queen. Flag fly at half-mast, and inside, the Queen should be here to show her respects. But the flip side is, they're more popular now than Churchill's shock.
But did any of them pick up on our statement of support?
Statements of support don't sell papers.
Right.
He played a really good vampire, I felt like. Because he looked like with his little features and his upscaleness.
The Prime Minister for you, ma'am.
I'll take it in the kitchen.
There's the dogs.
Oh my gosh. And they're so funny to me because they're just like so like body heavy with these little legs. I've heard those dogs are supposed to be like the smartest ones though. Like that kind of dog.
There they go.
Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning, ma'am. You've seen today's headlines.
Yes, I have.
Then I'm sure you'll agree the situation has become quite critical.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
A poll that's to be published in tomorrow's papers suggests that 70% of people believe that your actions have damaged the monarchy. 1 in 4 are now in favor of abolishing the monarchy altogether.
Wow.
I believe it is my constitutional responsibility to advise the following.
Ooh, is he overstepping?
Yes, because it's her job to advise him, not the other way around. Although Churchill did advise her when she was younger.
Right, but I feel like it's, first of all, it's Churchill.
Right.
And secondly, she was so young and new.
Is Queen Elizabeth up yet? 1, fly the flag at half-mast above Buckingham Palace. 2, leave Balmoral and fly down to London at the earliest opportunity. 3, pay respects in person at Diana's coffin. And 4, make a statement via live television to my people and the world. Swift prosecution of these matters might avert disaster.
You will have to talk to Lord Chamberlain about all this.
Oh, I have. And to Robert Fellowes, and it seems they both agree with Mr. Blair.
What? What? Oh.
Harry Potter? What?
When you no longer understand your people, Mummy, maybe it is time to hand it over to the next generation.
Hand it to Charles? Oh.
Yeah. No, don't. He would be 10 billion times worse.
Well, he's the king now. What do you want?
But now at least he's older and like...
Remember the vow you took?
I declare that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
Your whole life. That is a commitment to God. You're the greatest asset this institution has. One of the greatest it has ever had.
Wow. I so want to go there again, and I really want to go to Scotland.
Mr. John Bryn on the phone for you, sir.
Yes? What? I can't hear! Well, that's madness! The whole thing! Bloody madness!
Oh my gosh.
I've just been told, decided we're to follow the Prime Minister's advice. I just want to say I admire...
Spit it out, Charles.
I think it's the right decision.
Wow, it threw me off he was wearing a skirt, but then I forgot, like...
You're in Scotland. It's
Yeah.
not a skirt, it's a kilt.
Yes,
Get it
excuse me. I know I should have known my own heritage, but, you know, it threw me for a minute.
You have Scottish background or Irish?
Both.
Of course
Yes.
you do.
Yes. I've been to Ireland, like, all over, and it's, like, amazing. I love it.
Shock that we're witnessing. Clearly the Queen has had a change of heart. She's clearly responding to the need to feel that the royal family is somehow engaged. That these are flowers that have been brought to the gates of Balmoral so that she can actually see some token of what's been
The
expressed.
thing that stinks is, like, that she's doing it now after everyone said something. And it's, like, it really is too bad that she couldn't have just, like, done it naturally. Because now it's like, oh... It's like it doesn't look like, you know, like that it's like legit, like how she felt because she didn't like do it to begin with.
I was gonna say, but I think it's enough for the people though that she did do it.
How many days has passed that it took her, you know, blank amount of days? Is it like 5 days, 3, a week?
I think it's more than a week.
Okay. See, we need your mom to see if she like remembers.
It's not right, you know.
No, but further discussion is no longer helpful either.
I suppose it does give the Gillies time to find another stag for the boys. Now theirs has been shot.
What?
He wandered over to one of the neighboring estates, where one of the commercial guests got him.
Oh no.
Bloody American.
Were they, or you're just being funny?
Just being funny.
Oh. I'm like, oh, was there an American there? Is that a true story? Not that all hunters are hillbillies. They're not. In case one is watching this, which I'm sure they're probably not, but you never know.
I tell you right now,
I reckon this stag needs to be caught and shot.
Have you seen the papers?
No, I thought I'd give him a miss today. Of course I've seen the papers.
Not bad, eh? Your Majesty, come down to London. Who says that? Tony Blair. Mr. Father of the Nation.
Oh, man.
That place looks cool.
It does, actually.
Wow.
Good morning, ma'am. Is it his lordship you've come to see?
No, I've come on another matter.
Oh, that's the neighbor. That's the neighbor's estate.
Oh, to like see about the
I think so.
stag?
Yep.
I keep wanting to just call it deer, but I guess because it has antlers, you have to call it a stag, right? Because
Yes.
deer would be not appropriate. Oh.
There he is.
Oh, they cut his head off already.
Oh.
14-pointer.
Oh.
I'm afraid the stalkers had to follow him for miles to finish him off.
Let's hope he didn't suffer too much.
I wonder if this part is true, that she really went to the neighbors to check it out.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Everybody talks about this part.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because what, like she's thinking of Diana, or they're doing like some like
Yeah.
comparison thing or whatever?
Yeah. It's the whole thing about stalking, being prey.
Oh.
Please pass my congratulations to your guest.
I will, ma'am.
I could actually
The
with
cra-
the just dying thing, but I didn't think about
An
the stalking part. You're
the-
right.
The Imperial wearing a crown.
Oh, yeah. Not think about that. Wow, look at. Wait,
That's the palace. That's at the
But
palace.
that's just like flowers from everyone. Just like,
Yeah.
wow, there's so much.
Yeah.
Wow, they all looked white, but I don't know if that was just because the camera wasn't catching the colors.
I've done a draft of your television address.
He said something about a draft.
A draft of the speech she should read. Ooh,
wow.
Palace bends knee to Blair. Wow.
Oh my.
Shall I give Tony a copy?
No, let me have a look.
Ooh. That probably doesn't make her feel.
And the anger, as somebody said earlier, perhaps was just that people grieving need to target their anger at somebody.
I was there and I tried to get one of those guys with the big fluffy hats, those soldier guys. I tried to get them to like laugh. It was only me and him, like no one else was around. I was there by myself, like at that time. And I was like talking to him, but he was like, oh my God, they are so focused. Those people with the big fluffy black hats, you know, like that look.
The palace guards.
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to talk, like have friendly conversation and like saying some funny things. Oh, dude, he was like,
While he was working.
Yeah, and I was just trying to like crack a smile. I wasn't gonna tell anyone. I mean, no one was filming him. I just like were just him and I. Like it was like a weird thing. I was like, wow, these people are like really serious.
Her people outside the palace was the day the war in Europe ended.
They sent a copy of the Queen's speech. Might want to scrape the frost off it first. Well, I phoned them with a couple of suggestions to make it sound like it came from a human being.
Yeah, all right.
Well, at least the old bat's finally agreed to visit Diana's coffin.
You know, when
gosh.
you get it wrong.
Old bat, that's terrible.
That woman has given her whole life in service to her people. All because she's struggling to lead the world in mourning for someone who threw everything she offered back in her face.
Whoa, wait, did he say he as in like Charles?
No, she.
She.
She as in Diana.
So, some of it was like so fast. Didn't like Helen Mirren like pose nude or something when she was younger? Or like she was nude in something? I feel like there was
Yes.
some actress.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, she was Excalibur and probably some other stuff.
Wow.
That's the
Yeah, there
80s.
was. Wow. That is risque. No, did that really happen? Oh, because no one was like bowing at first, right? So it's like,
There's been a last-minute addition from Downing Street. They're suggesting adding "and as a grandmother" here.
Right.
She's not even questioning it.
yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, wow, okay, she's just realizing she messed up.
You think you can say it?
Do I have a choice?
We're ready for you, Your Majesty. Just to confirm, this is going out live.
Fine.
Wow, the old TVs. Oh my God. I feel like my TV I got from Santa Claus, which would have been older than that, looked better than that thing. And they're like in the palace. I'm kind of confused. Like that TV looks like legit old. Oh, that guy has a head of hair. That guy. It was like his face was like this big and his hair was like this big. Sorry, I can't help but notice.
Oh, we know.
Interesting characters.
We know.
I mean, I'm a character too. I'm not saying like I'm not. It's okay if someone's a character like that guy whose hair is as big as his face.
Okay, nice and quiet. 10 seconds, everyone.
Wow, I want to watch the real thing.
Since last Sunday's dreadful news, we have seen throughout Britain and around the world an overwhelming expression of sadness at Diana's death. We have all been trying in our different ways to cope. It is not easy to express a sense of loss, since the initial shock is often succeeded by a mixture of other feelings: disbelief, incomprehension, anger, and concern for those who remain. We have all felt those emotions in these last few days. So what I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother...
Doesn't mean a word of this.
That's not the point. What she's doing is extraordinary.
In good times and bad, she lost her
That's how to survive.
Listen to you. So a week ago, you were the great moderniser. Now you've gone weak at the knees.
And especially for her devotion to her two breast of us.
At the end of the day, all Labour Prime Ministers go gaga for the Queen.
No one who knew Diana will ever forget.
What?
Millions of others who never met her but felt they knew her will remember.
I just remembered she died of cancer. The actress that's playing his wife. Yeah, she died. It might have been breast cancer.
I hope that tomorrow we can all, wherever we are, join in expressing our grief at Diana's loss and gratitude for her all too short life. And may we, each and every one of us, thank God for someone who made many, many people happy.
Did she cry at all? I guess she didn't. I guess they don't really cry, supposedly the British, like they don't show their feelings or something. Wow, look at all these people. Wow. How old was she when she died? I forget.
I don't know. Pavarotti.
Who's that?
Say, oh, that was Ellen.
Why did they meet her, or like what's like the connection?
No, I think they were just invited.
It's kind of weird though.
Diana was the very essence of compassion, of duty, of style, of beauty.
Wow.
All over the world, she was a symbol of self.
Wow, she looks amazing.
William and Harry, we all care desperately for you today. We're all chewed up with sadness at the loss of a woman who wasn't even our mother. How great your suffering is, we cannot even imagine. I would like to end by thanking God for the small mercies he's shown us at this dreadful time, for taking Diana at her most beautiful and radiant, and when she had joy in her private life. Above all, we give thanks for the life of a woman I'm so proud to be able to call my sister. The unique, the complex, the extraordinary and irreplaceable Diana, whose beauty, both internal and external, will never be extinguished from our minds.
Man, just anyone dying in a car accident, but especially like if you're young and you're like a parent, a mother, like, and then it's like someone like her, everybody knowing, and like paparazzi. I mean, it really is just such crazy, awful circumstance.
Two months later.
So off to see your girlfriend?
Now.
You know, I hope she shows you some respect this time. Mr. Saviour of the monarchy.
Robin, good to see you.
Prime Minister.
Tony, please.
Oh yeah, that's right. They joked about like how he would do that.
He always wants to be more informal.
Prime Minister, Your Majesty.
And just that it's Tony, like it's just funny. It just sounds like, hey, I'm Tony.
Right.
Like I can't do an Italian accent.
Not
like here's
Anthony.
some pizza. Can't speak till she has her oversized 90s glasses on.
It's good to see you again. After what's been quite a summer.
Now they're cool again, like those glasses.
I'm referring to your visit to India and Pakistan.
Whoa.
Yeah, what's
On the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, I spoke to the Prime Minister of Malawi, and he was saying how much he appreciated your tough stance on Nigeria.
So what, he's feeling pissed or something's up?
24 heads of government, each clamoring for a private audience.
Are you done?
And I wanted to offer my apologies.
Whatever for?
In case you felt manhandled or managed in any way.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Wow.
I don't think I shall ever understand what happened this summer.
Well, you showed great personal strength and humility.
You're confusing humility with humiliation.
Oh.
I actually think history will show it was a good week for you.
And an even better one for you, Mr. Blair.
But there are 52 weeks in the year, ma'am, and you won't remember those few days.
Oh, really? You don't think that what affection people once had for this institution has been diminished?
No. You're more respected now than ever.
I gather some of your closest advisors were less fulsome in their support.
One or two. I could never have added my voice to that chorus.
Because you saw those headlines and you thought one day that might happen to me. And it will, Mr. Blair. Quite suddenly and without warning.
And it did.
Oh, really? What was it?
The people, they lost interest in him, and I think he lost his election. His re-election.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do love this time of day. Shall we walk while there's still light? As a matter of fact, it's how I think best on my feet. You know, I've never been one for sitting around endlessly. Good walk and fresh air sorts everything out.
When she says walker, I can't help but think about The Walking Dead, how, like, they're walkers, like the zombies, you know?
1 in 4, you said, wanted to get rid of me. I've never been hated like that before.
And that must have been difficult.
Yeah, for real.
Nowadays, people want glamour and tears, the grand performance. I prefer to keep my feelings to myself. That's how I was brought up.
You were so young when you became queen.
Well, yes. But I can see that the world has changed, and one must modernize.
Well, perhaps that's where I can help.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Prime Minister. Remember, I am the one supposed to be advising you.
I was kind of expecting there to be some sort of script at the end.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So, wow, that's beautiful, the garden. Wow, interesting. That's just very, very, man, they really just like messed that up. Like, it's
the family, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know they recovered, but like, it's just kind of like,
well, you know,
mind blowing to me. Like,
what was weird is that I don't remember. I mean, because we're not. Back then, I wasn't so into following the royals at all, and I don't think America was really focused on it either. So that
not as much, but people just like Diana, her fashion, like,
right.
I remember people talking about that.
I don't remember that being a thing where people were like shaming the royal family, or even got to that point where people were saying, "How dare they? I can't believe that they're not doing this." I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of that happening at the time. So that which is why when I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, was that a thing? Was that going on? Was this actually how the British people were thinking back then?" And it must have been.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, just even like, I didn't know. Yeah, I honestly didn't know it was like that. I didn't know this story. I really didn't. So, but like, just me not even being British watching this and it upsetting me, like, I can't even imagine if I was British and like how much more I would feel about it or care about it too. Like, right. So I totally get it. Like, wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'm like very curious to see how The Crown. Wait, so
how the show, The Crown? That's what you're talking about, the show?
yeah, like how they will portray this part.
You know,
Like,
I was really hoping that they would get Helen Mirren to play the Queen during this time period. I was really hoping they would.
yeah, yeah, she's really good. I mean, the other actress is good too, but I can't help but think of her as like the villain from Harry Potter, like in movie number 5, like that awful teacher that would wear pink and was like way about the rules and like stuff like that. But I think she also looks the part too.
Yeah.
And she does a good job. I mean, she's definitely a great like actress. I mean, everyone in The Crown is just so good, like with their acting and just like everything. But
I really loved the first 4 seasons just because of the history aspects, the stuff that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Which is why it is getting more. It is interesting now watching this as to the things that we really don't, because that is the cool aspect of watching that is the interaction you have. Oh, is this really what it was like? Is this what was going on?
Right. And I'm sure it was at the very least similar, like at the very least, because like I'm sure they would do their research and find out everything they can to like, you know, not, you know, have it be close to the truth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting they didn't really show like her family in the movie. I mean, I guess they didn't need to. It was like more just about like
because it's called The Queen.
Right. So it's not really.
Yeah, it's focused on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting how they most of the like they used the footage from the brother, they used the footage of Bill Clinton. You know, they were the real people that was around. They would actually show them, even when they were. It was footage of Diana that they just showed. They didn't actually have an actress playing Diana or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm so like curious. The royals watched this, which I'm sure some of them did, what they think about
it. I saw this shortly after this came out. Fergie, the one that divorced Prince Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She had commented. She was on some talk show promoting a book or something like that. And I remember she immediately felt guilty on how
that's how they handled it.
She felt guilty on how as a Britain was treating her, forgetting all that whole aspect that he was saying when Tony Blair was saying, you don't understand.
Has given her whole life in service to her people. 50 years doing a job she never wanted.
Her whole life to the service of this country. That whole aspect of it, I was like, whoa. You know, that's not how you thought about it. You just thought about it, oh, they're the queen. Oh, I'm the queen. I get to rule everybody. But the whole idea that she didn't have a choice to do this. This was the role that was given to her, and she has done it all her life faithfully. And I was just like, it was like a different way of looking at what she was doing, because you forget. Just think about it. Oh, she's the queen. She's always been there. She's the one that everybody is looking up to. Yeah, that whole aspect was just like, you know, it's for her, for Fergie, she according to her, she's just like, oh my gosh, I just felt awful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
But she had already been, you know, outside of the royal family at that point. She was, you know, just out there promoting her book. But someone was willing to ask her that question as to, you know, did you see the movie and what you think about it? I was like, of course I have. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean, it's funny because the way you look at it, you have the crown in your head.
I know, right? So it's like,
whereas when I watched this, I didn't have anything. I didn't even have a real preconception of who the queen was, because I just didn't really follow who the queen. Everything was focused on Diana, but not even thinking about the queen. That she comes from a different time, because even she said that this is the way that we do it. She's used to being the example of how Britons should be, and so she was. That's why she was saying, I don't think I don't know my people. And she was saying this to her mom. She was saying, Mom, I don't think I know what the people want. If I'm really that off. And the mom was saying, don't listen to them. You're the best thing about the whole, that's what how the mom was. So the mom obviously was from the old school. She was obviously from how there was I heard the royal family and how many of them actually like lived like royals or whatever like that. And there was a comment that the queen actually, she lives actually quite frugally. She doesn't feel like she does that compared to her mother. Her mother was known to really live the royal lifestyle.
That doesn't like surprise me from what I've learned about her. Like the queen didn't seem like she was like caught up in like like all that stuff. Like,
right.
Well, thanks for suggesting this. It was like really interesting just to like see how it played out, and of course the acting was great. So
I didn't remember. What did I suggest?
Or you know what? I think you brought it up.
I was just talking about it.
And then I said, "Oh, I haven't seen that movie." And you're
I
like,
said,
"You haven't?
Then we're watching. Then we're watching it.
Yeah, that's how it went down. Actually, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching us, and we'll see you on the next video.